Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, and more. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no talking about what's wrong with people, which is usually what you get when you turn on the news. So this is good news, trying to balance that out. And today is January the 21st. And according to nationalday.com, here are some things to celebrate. It's National Squirrel Appreciation Day. I hate to tell you this true story, but I may get arrested for this. Actually, I was taking the kids to school in Seal Beach, and we were going down Seal Beach Boulevard, and all of a sudden this squirrel darted in front, and I couldn't miss it. From then on, my kids are not happy, and every time they see a squirrel, they name them Rollo, because I rolled over a squirrel. Anyways, on to nicer topics. It's also International Sweatpants Day. And my favorite cartoon about that is my bathing suit told me I should probably go work out, but my sweatpants said, nah, it's okay. Stay in bed. All right. Sorry. It's also National Granola Bar Day. So granola bars constitute your deliciousness of life food. That means you have my permission to enjoy a granola bar today. And it's also National One-Liners Day. So I've heard a couple liners already this morning. One is, love is grand, divorce is 100 grand. And why is divorce so expensive? Because it's worth it. And for those of you who think that I have not forgiven my husband because of those one-liners, that's not true. That's why in my book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, chapter 5 is out of hatred into forgiveness. And finally today, January 21st, is National Hugging Day. So when we come back, I'm so delighted to bring you the founder of National Hugging Day. Kevin Zaborney is the creator of this day, and he uses hugs to educate and promote citizens of our global community the values and benefits directly related to love and kindness through the power of consensual hugging. Consensual hugging. I know I got to get my mind out of the gutter today. That's when we come back. So don't go away. Here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Music, iTunes, and more, because I want the maximum splatter zone for more hope and happiness with topics and guests that I bring to up-level your happiness, because y'all know I'm on a Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And I'm so delighted. Today, if you didn't know, is National Hugging Day. A couple days ago, I brought my spotlight interview with Rick Morrison and Andy Vargas, lead singer of Santana, who were instrumental in this amazing event that I got to participate several years back. And then I thought, for the actual National Hugging Day, I would bring you the person who is responsible for that day. So please help me welcome to the studio, Kevin Zaborney, founder of National Hugging Day. Good morning, Kevin. So happy to have you on.
Good morning, Dr. Marissa.
So good to see you. And we're going to jump right in. How the heck did you become the founder of National Hugging Day?
Well, even to this day, I'm not quite sure. But initially, I was studying psychology at the University of Michigan. And I was realizing that there wasn't any day set aside to encourage family and friends just to give one another a hug. And it was as simple as that. And so I passed the word along, and I talked to my girlfriend at the time and different people. And they were like, yeah, we should go ahead and try to start that day. Well, I ended up getting a hold of Bill and Helen Chase that ran Chase's calendar of annual events and proposed the idea to them. They have all kinds of holidays in there, and both, I believe, are past now, but wonderful people. And they said, well, let's try it for a year. Let's put it in our book. In the meantime, I got a hold of a local paper and made up my own press release. Someone that does not even know how to do it, sent it out and shared the idea with them. They had me come in, do a short article and story, photo. And the next couple days when it was released on Hugging Day, I went out, started going through the newspaper, couldn't find it, was kind of disappointed, and put it down on my couch next to me and looked down, and I saw it was on the front page. So it hit the wire service. And the first year on National Hugging Day, I got a phone call in the middle of the night from Sydney, Australia. And they wanted to let me know that they were celebrating National Hugging Day there before any other country of the world.
Oh, well, they got the news down under first.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And it's just caught on. How long ago was this?
So this was back in 1986. National Hugging Day actually became a day.
So 26 years ago. Yeah.
36.
36 years. Wow, that's amazing. Did you ever think it was going to take hold like it has?
No, actually thought I'd be the laughing stock of my neighborhood, but actually what happened was totally the opposite, and it just grew. And to this point now, it's more global than anything. I mean, if I type in under any search engine National Hugging Day, it comes up with stories all over the world.
Beautiful. And we tried to make it World Guinness Book of Records those years ago. I never found out. I know we were short on countries, but did we set any kind of record with the one in space or anything like that?
No, we didn't. We tried to, in 2018, we tried to create the world's most diverse, really, group of people that from different nationalities in a group hug. And we actually were told by Guinness no one else had ever even tried that. So we were setting the benchmark, but they have to have a benchmark to reach in order to start with. And they set it at 50 people. And we were probably approximately 44 to 45 people. And we were just short, just a very few. So it was kind of exciting, but also disappointing. It was both, because we actually set the benchmark, but it didn't make the Guinness.
That's okay. We're going to do it again when this is all through, and we'll set the benchmark at 44. So we know
Yes.
we're going to make it. +4 + 4 = 8. And you know I love eights. So that's going to
Yeah.
be my contribution. And I'll be happy to be part of that. What's funny about Kevin and I is that was 2018. I have not talked to Kevin. I haven't seen Kevin. I haven't seen Rick. I did see Andy a couple times after that. He invited me to some of his shows. And then I was looking and on social media, I'm a giver, right? I post, but I don't read. I very rarely interact. I just put it there, and I figure that's what people want to see, and I hope that someone gets something positive from whatever I'm posting. But that's normally how I do it. I rarely, because I don't like criticism, so I don't actually look at the comments in case they're critical. But I did see a like from someone that said hugging. And I went, oh, I remember. It kind of triggered my memory. And I looked, and sure enough, it was you. And I thought, oh, cool. National Hugging Day is coming up. And then he sends me a picture that I'd actually seen before. And I should probably whip it up in here. Maybe I'll get it and I'll put it in. But I seen this picture before, and it kind of looks like Corey Feldman's Love Box. And if you watch that show, I just had Corey Feldman on, and it kind of looks like Corey Feldman's box set. And I looked at it and I went, oh, that's a nice picture. It took me like 3 times of looking at it to see that I was in the picture. So I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to call him and see if he wants to come on for a National Hug Day. And he said yes, and here we are. So how do people get involved in more hugging with you? Not necessarily with you.
Well, that was nice. But the thing is, the National Hugging Day, it started by, they could go to my website for more information, of course. That's nationalhuggingday.com. I'm also on Twitter at Hug Ambassador. But I think the biggest thing is that the focus, again, is mostly on friends and family. There are people that go out and just hug on the streets and stuff, and that's okay. But my biggest emphasis is ask first. You have to ask first. Don't be running up to people and just giving someone a quick hug, because you could get yourself in trouble. And
especially now. Especially now.
Years, National Hugging Days never really had any issues like that because of the common sense advice. But yeah, especially now. And the other aspect of it is a lot of people are asking, well, how can you do a National Hugging Day with COVID? Well, of course, you can hug. You can still hug within your family bubble, your close group of friends, if you're vaccinated, if they're vaccinated. But also, you can wear a mask, and you don't need to breathe directly on someone or cough. So, when one hugs, heads usually go a different way if it's a nice hug. The other thing I recommend people do is try to make it last 21 seconds. National Hug Day is the 21st of January, but science is finding that it's not how many hugs you get a day, but how long those hugs are. And what happens is that the chemical oxytocin is released, which is like a feel-good hormone, is released after about 20 seconds. So you've got to be able to hold that for 20 seconds. But enjoy it, because what it is, it's an emotional hormone.
You're not going like this 1, 2,000, 3,
right.
4. Okay. So you actually enjoy the 21.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm not telling everybody to do that and take the full 21 seconds with everyone you know. But when you have somebody that you care about, your children, your family, your parents, even, like I said, a close friend or partner, that's what we're talking about. And when you're stressed, that 20 seconds can make a world of difference to someone, whether they're grieving or whether they're expressing the most exciting joy.
Beautiful. So 21-second hugs with a mask. This is for during COVID. probably people that you know have been vaccinated and have a booster, and the likelihood that they have COVID is low. That is a wonderful way to celebrate today, January 21st, National Hugging Day. You have it from the source, Kevin Zaborney, who you can find at nationalhuggingday.com.
Yes, and I've also come up with a most huggable of the year, which is quite interesting because every year I try to decide based on information that I get from people commenting to me, providing nominations, is who are the most huggable in society right now. And I've come down to two of them that stand out. One is, believe it or not, if you're familiar with Air Supply, the music group, they created a new band that's called G and the Jolly Cucumbers. Okay. I love the name, G and the Jolly Cucumbers. But what they did was they created a song called Wrap My Arms Around You. And I'm going to choose that as the most huggable song because I'm going to be using that too to go along with National Hugging Day. And totally free on both sides. It was anything beyond that. And the other thing is, the other person I found was a child, 7-year-old Adam King, who lives in Cork, Ireland. And he is nominated because he started what's called the virtual hug, Adam's virtual hug. And it went unbelievably well over in Ireland, where he drew a heart and it says a virtual hug for you. And he started this Adam King Adventures, and now he's got a cartoon about him and that type of thing. But the really thing exciting about that was on National Hugging Day last year, National Hugging Day was promoted in Ireland on some of the buildings and bridges, as well as at virtual hug. So it just kind of came together. And this year I was like, well, can I do this? Can I name him as the most huggable? Because he's a child and you want to be careful. But they gave permission. But I think the biggest thing is he's also got a brittle bone disease. So this child has been through some very difficult life circumstances and surgeries, although he can be hugged by his family and people like that very tenderly. He's pushing the virtual hug because in part of his disability and how far he's going along in his life already at 7 years old and well known in so many places of the world. This kid's gonna be something when he gets older. And even now.
What a beautiful story.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Are you in touch with him?
I haven't been yet. I got a hold of the people who could give me the permissions first to use it, and then I will be in touch with him. There's no question about it.
I would love to have him on the show. So please extend my absolute invite. I would be honored to have him on the show. He definitely sounds like one of a kind, wonderful, for sure.
No question.
Yeah.
No question.
For you, because of your work and your idea, I am giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award.
Yeah.
And not all of my guests get that. So I hope you take that and wear it with pride. and thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And I'm honored that I have the founder of the actual day. It is a beautiful day today to hug someone that you love for 21 seconds. And please go support Kevin, nationalhuggingday.com. So Kevin, we're out of time as usual. Is there anything else you'd like to share with my listeners and watchers?
Well, I hope you and your listeners all receive a lot of hugs and give a lot of hugs today. And here's a big virtual hug to you.
Aww. Thank you. I receive. Wait, 21 seconds. Thanks so much, Kevin, for coming on and sharing your brilliant hugging with us. And I'm going to have you do my little peace in, peace out. You ready?
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Peace in,
Let's see.
peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Marissa.
Absolutely. And when we come back, today's spotlight interview, since we're talking about hugging and good relationships, is a couple of call-ins that are talking about relationships that they would like to improve, where hugging might help. That's when we come back here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, including my YouTube channel, where you can not only listen, you can watch. And we are on show 621. If you missed yesterday's fabulous show with Keiko Matsui, there still are a few ticket giveaways left for the Asian Oprah giveaway. If you are in Southern California and you would like a pair of tickets to see Keiko Matsui at the Cerritos Performing Arts Center, then go to my website, drmarissa.life, and put Echo in the subject line there. All right, and as promised, here are some callers who have some relationship challenges that you may identify with that also might benefit from a hug. Enjoy.
And our second caller is Robert from Memphis, Tennessee. Please welcome to the studio, Robert.
How you doing?
I am happy. Thank you, Robert. And if you would just connect with me for a moment, feet on the ground, palms up, eyes gently closed, taking a deep breath in through your nose and releasing through your mouth. Soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, and in again through the nose, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. And releasing all the stories and the drama. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. All right, we are connected. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I would like you to rate how your life is going in the area of relationships. 1 being not so good, 10 being fabulous. How would you rate yourself with relationships?
About an 8.
Okay, great. Great number. Lucky number in Chinese, by the way. It stands for good fortune. So congratulations. And now in the area of job and career, how would you rate yourself?
About the same, 8 or 9.
8 or 9. All right. And health and well-being, last category. Same scale?
That's the last category?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, 7, 8.
7, 8. All right. So you've got a pretty much an equal spread there. So what would you like to talk about today? There's
Out of those 3?
or anything else that you would like to talk about?
Family issues.
Okay, so that's in the area of relationships. So let's what number would you say that is right now?
Family, I would say about a 4.
Okay, good. That's what we were getting at. I knew there was something in there. Thanks for letting me probe. So what would it take to get that 4 up? What's going on?
Well, if I could say what it would take to get that up, I just wish that family wouldn't be handled in a business manner. And what I mean by that, it seems to just be a total family disconnect. It seems like everything is just handled nonchalantly.
Okay. I need a little more detail than that. So give me an example of it's not being handled. So
let me just say, as far as like where the family values are to me as a whole, as I've gotten older in life, too many times we have a family member to die, and people are giving you every reason why you shouldn't go, like your job, you can't afford to take off, or it's too far. In other words, you'll have to make a sacrifice for that. And I thought that's what family is about, making sacrifices, more so than you would the average person. That's what I mean by, family being in an area that kind of needs help, in my opinion, right now.
Right. Okay. So first of all, taking a deep breath, I'm sorry to hear that someone is transitioning for you and that seems like there's going to be a loss. Is someone dying right now?
Well, I don't want to say they're dying, but yeah, there's someone that's an elderly member who is not doing good health-wise.
Okay.
And I just feel like a lot of the attitude is not where it should be, in my opinion. Okay,
so you would hope that more family members would give some physical being support to that family member who is who's ailing in health.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And are you in the same physical vicinity as that person?
Yes.
Okay. So you have walked your talk, and you are trying to be of full support to. Can I ask who it is?
It's my father.
Okay, it's your dad. So this is a very close relationship. And how many siblings do you have?
2.
You have 2 siblings, and brothers, sisters?
Yes.
One brother, one
older
sister.
brother, younger sister.
Okay, and you're the middle child. Mm-hmm. You're following the psychology. The psychology says that the middle child is usually the peacemaker and the consultant and the glue.
I would like to be. But.
Well, it sounds like you're trying to be. So trying to be and being are 2 different things. But in my book, when you try, that's all you can do. Because darling, you can want all you want, but you cannot control other people's actions or their desires or where they are. And that, if you can get to the point where you accept that, you will be happier more of the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Did I just switch something there? Did I push a button?
Well, I just thought those thoughts a couple of days ago, because I just had to realize, I know that he's not going to have the same attitude about it that I would like for him to have.
Correct.
Okay, so it's just when you see someone like, I get the feeling that it's like he's kind of giving up. He went through a major surgery, and it's been over a month now, and his efforts of trying to do his own physical therapy and things like that, he's taken a senior position even in that. So it's unfortunate, but whenever he feels better, then he kind of reverts back to some of his definite stubborn ways and things like that. When he's feeling bad, then he's more humble and, giving and things like that. So I know when he's sick by his attitude.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so that's the challenging part in this, is that I just feel like he doesn't have to be as bad off as he is if he had a better attitude about it and would try a little harder, just a little harder, because I'm kind of seeing no effort at all sometimes.
Right. Okay. Ready? Take a deep breath.
Okay.
He is the principal actor in his own life. And he is making decisions that he's going to have the benefits and the consequences of. And you are a wonderful son. You love your dad. That's very obvious. And he loves you. And the fact that he's not following your advice is not personal. He is not doing this to make you angry or to spite you or to, to rebel against you. He's doing this because he is the principal actor in his own life, and he's making decisions that he has consequences and benefits for of his own volition. And unfortunately, you're not the boss of him. And you can, as you have, I'm sure, made the case for why he should do something differently. Have you?
Yes.
I'm guessing more than once. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Is it helping?
Well,
is it
that's
helping?
hard to tell.
It's helping a tiny little bit, and then it reverts. That's what happens when you push change.
Yeah.
When you try to control or orchestrate change, there will be a little up, and then there will be a revert back, because it's not made by that person. It's an external force. So if you want real change, it has to come from within, and you're not the boss of his within. I wish you were. Honey, I wish I was the boss of all of my kids' internal change. Let me tell you. Then the house would not look like something vomited clothes all over the place all the time. But I cannot. I can only provide a vision for what it might be like for them, and that's all I can do. So you're being unhappy with him, especially now. Is that your choice in how you want the relationship to be?
Well, if you knew his personality, I think you would understand a little bit. But
oh, I think I understand his personality.
yeah, he's always a dominant person, and actually, there's a lot of things that's been exposed through this ordeal. You know, because it's not his first time around with health issues. And so just overall, he's not where I am on my my attitude about health, my own health.
Right. And
so the hardest thing about all this is that him being a dominant person and always having a lot of advice and stuff and push and motivation it just kind of hurts when, I think I'm trying to help him out and he's like rejecting it. Because that's what it feels like, just rejection, you know.
And you're taking it personally, and I want you to stop that. His rejection has nothing to do with you. His rejection is his rejection, and you just love him exactly as he is. You love him in his rejecting, stubborn ways, but it's not personal. You just try to stay in the love. Try to stay in the acceptance. Because it's about you, too. It's about you and how happy you are where you are. If you can accept where you are. So, as I've learned from Abraham, one of my teachers, on every stick there's a side that is what you want and a side of what you don't want. And every time you push and grab the side that you don't want, you're not in a good place. It doesn't feel good. And in every moment, you have a choice to choose the other side, which actually does feel good. So in every moment that you spend with your dad, you can choose to talk about what he's not doing, what he should be doing, what he knows better that he should be doing, that if he wants to get better, that he should be doing. Does this sound familiar?
Well, in the past, but that's something I've matured past that point.
Good. Okay. So
that's why. What we're dealing with now, I want to ask you another way to handle this.
All right.
What I try to do is just be around him and just enjoy it, not make any suggestions and stuff, because I found that I used to kind of get
you're already on step
different
2.
emotions when I try to suggest something. Like you said, that's kind of pushing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I don't know if you know what it's like being around an elderly person that has kind of given up. Like, I know that he's depressed, and I'm trying to help him out of that. Yeah. And it's like, I can't do anything. So what I was trying to ask you for your advice on is, what do I have the right attitude when I keep myself from trying at all because of the fear of being, it's not about me, being rejected, but the fear of him not wanting to help himself.
That is not, that's very bluntly with the moose on the table. What he does is none of your business. I know that sounds horrible. I know you love him. I know you want him to do something different, but he is making choices based on where he is. Now, at the same time, to balance that out, guess what you can do?
What is that?
I'm sure he has favorite TV shows. I'm sure he has favorite comics. I'm sure he has favorite everything there. Okay?
No, I'm laughing because he has none of that. In the profession that he was in, being a leader, okay, he was a person who was all work and just recently retired. Okay. And that's what we could never get him to do, was relax and do any fun thing. That's what's making it totally difficult right now.
Okay. So there's an organization called SCORE that takes retired workaholic people and puts them to work, and they mentor younger people. The other thing I would like you to do is start a book with him, and every time you go and visit, you write a chapter on what he's learned from his professional life that he would like to share.
Okay.
And that will give him some, what he's got wisdom. This is related to the first call. What wisdom does he have as an elder to leave? Because we know he's going to die. We all die, and he's nearing the end of his life. And he has a lot to give. And it's not a sad thing, because I believe that he's going to a place where he's not going to feel all of the ailments that happen when your body starts falling apart, which is no fun at all. And of course he's depressed because it's no fun at all. Like, he's supposed to be depressed. I mean, it's not fun to lose things in your body that you had control over before. But you don't have to marinate in the depression. One, we're going to celebrate his transition. He'll be with my dad, wherever that is. And another, we're all eternal beings. We don't die. We just leave our bodies. In the meantime, while he still has the body, what are the things that he can do, especially with his mind? His stubbornness is an asset. So what does he remember stubbornly? Or Dad, what were the situations at work that frustrated you the most? And what would you have done differently? And write a book according to him on how businesses should be run on the planet.
Right. Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a different approach because I felt like I was out of options, and just have to sit there and watch. Because I said, my thing is that I just wanted him to be a little more comfortable in his older age, as opposed to having to suffer when he's causing it on himself. So that's hard to watch.
Yes, and I want you to stop seeing that. You're seeing him suffer because you believe he's suffering. And there are moments when he is suffering, but I'm guessing that there are moments when he's not. And I want you to focus on those. Because if you have that mindset that he's suffering, then all you will see is evidence of suffering. So I want you to change that. We're not going to even say he's suffering. He's not suffering.
Okay.
Okay? He is having the consequences of some of his choices. And some of them may look like suffering, but that's his business, right? So your goal is for the remainder of his life to get out of his head all of the wisdom that he has experienced and learned and now has a gift to give you for the rest of his life. It's got nothing to do with your brother and sister. It's great that you're there. It has nothing to do with them. This is for you. This is a gift for you. You're not doing anything for him. This is for you. And as you do this for you, watch things change. Yes?
Okay. Well, we'll do so. This SCORE organization,
SCORE organization,
nationwide.
They are.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for sharing your dad with me. Please give him my love.
Okay, I will.
And peace and blessings, and just all you have the wisdom in you. Just take care of you first. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Peace and blessings to you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed the questions and the answers. Hopefully your relationships or someone who you know's relationships that might resemble those callers can benefit. And if you'd like to be a caller on my show, it's easy to do. Just go to drmarissa.life and in the subject line, put in caller. And then one of my team will contact you and schedule you for a call-in with Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Marissa. And I will do my best to up-level your happiness in your relationships or in your job or career or in health or well-being. Your choice. All right? I know it's free advice, even though the name of my show is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. And that is it for today's, and that's it for today's show. This is the end of the show. Sorry, but I have to go. And as I did with Kevin earlier, remember it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room studio during the pandemic, reminding you to go forth and multiply the hug that you are. And remember, have the best weekend ever. See you on Monday.
If I had $100,000 in the bank, I'd be happy. Then it was $500,000, then it was $1 million, then it's $10 million. Now $10 million is not enough. I'll be happy when I finish school. I'll be happy when my parents are okay. I'll be happy when my kids are okay. I'll be happy when. Anybody? So when are you going to be happy?
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
For the next 8 years, it's my mission to have 8 million more people 88%
happy. We're human beings. We cannot be happy
All the time.
All the time. But 8 is a lucky number. I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. And so double 8 is 88%, is double good fortune, which is our birthright to be happy 88% of the time.
If there is one thing that somebody can change today
Yes.
to make their life happier and
Yes.
their outlook happier, what is that one small thing that somebody can do?
So if your mind continues going to places that are dark and something or someone did something to you that was horrible, that's 7 out of 10 of us, the majority. So it's not what happened to you. It's what happened for you.
And focus on that.
Exactly. So pain in life is mandatory. Suffering is optional. So I can choose to look at that pain as something that chiseled me into greater good. So Phoenix Rising, that's my middle name in Chinese. So
I love that.
That's what I would say. One of my teachers is Michael Bernard Beckwith, and he's a very good friend of Oprah's. Introduced me to Oprah as this is the Asian Oprah. And I'm like, and she looked at me, and she looked down, she looked at me, smiled, and said, nice pants.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy. That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Spirituality and knowing who I am and whose I am was very important.
Okay.
Knowing that I am a precious child of a friendly universe, and of a God that conspires for me, never against me. That was the seed.
That's a good one.
That a seed that began to supplant that voice, because we all have, especially children who have had damage, have a voice that says, you shouldn't have said this, you shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you really are ugly. People compliment you, but they don't really know you. It's about you. You have to begin to strengthen the beautiful part of you. You are one of a kind, amazing. 7.3 billion people on this planet, every single one different, like the grains of sand, like the leaves on the trees, like the drops of water in the ocean. We are all amazingly unique. Every single one of us have unique gifts, talents, and abilities to share, not because we're doing good necessarily, because it makes us feel good. Don't you feel good when you know you're making a difference? Yes, and you do make a difference in a way that only you can make a difference. There's nothing like this life. I don't know what's after. I don't know where we came from. I do know this is here. I know the present is a present because it's a gift, and you want to open it.